Okay, yes. Username password. Launch server. So Docker, Amazon Linux I'm taking here. T2.micro is enough, guys. Existing security group. Launch instance. Security group. Let me whitelist inbound rules. Inbound rules here. Okay, let's connect a server. So let me install Docker-y. Okay. Yeah, done this is. So you can start Docker systemctl. You can check Docker version, client and server is running. Okay. Okay. So let's understand the process again as we discussed yesterday. I'm going to pull again Ubuntu image. So Docker images to check images, Ubuntu. If you want to check inspect, Docker inspect, Ubuntu. Clear now? So you can see CMD is pin bash. Clear now, guys? So today, what we can do here, there is a two instructions in Docker, guys. The first instruction is CMD, important instruction. For example, this is my container. So this container inside, which process has to interact the container and run, that will decide your CMD instruction. Okay. This CMD instruction inside, whatever you are adding, This will execute at the time of Docker run container only. So this process is interacting with the container to stay alive a container instead of going to the exited state. Okay. And we have a one more instruction, guys. Entry point. Sorry. Wait. So here the CMD is what, guys? Bin bash, no? So container inside which process is running? Bin bash, right? So whatever instruction you are giving in the CMD while writing a Docker file, that instruction is a main instruction in the container inside. That instruction is a process, work like a process inside the container to interact with the terminal. Clear now? So now, okay, whatever process it is you are giving here, this process is a main process inside the container. For example, you tell me if I give CMD touch file1. Clear na? Touch file1. If I give this, my CMD instruction will execute inside the container at the time of Docker run. But if container go into the exited state, touch file1 is not interact with terminal, just print and exit only, right? Create and exit only. So in this case, CMD instruction inside which instruction you want to pass? For example, I'm going to deploy my Python application, right or not? So Python application, if you want to deploy inside the server, for example, EC2 instance inside, the final execution command is what? Python 3. This is main command to run your application, background things and all dependencies, right? Now this command is interact to terminal. So your CMD inside you should give Python 3 app.py. Your container run app.py as a process. Its interact to terminal container is continuously running until you can stop the container. Clear what I'm trying to say? Okay, leave it. So here we can use CMD or entry point instruction also. Then difference is what here? We can start understanding on CMD now. Guess CMD instruction is replaceable while running a Docker run command. For example, my Docker file, my image, this is my instruction, right? Ubuntu while running a Ubuntu, if you run in this container inside, let's take here one container. So now Ubuntu image is very ready to run. For example, Ubuntu image is ready. So from the Ubuntu image, can I create a container? Container create from image only, right? Yes. But this image, the CMD instruction is what? Bin bash. Now Docker run -dt, Docker run -dt. If you give Ubuntu, clear na guys? If you give Ubuntu, so container will create this container inside. Which process will run as a main process? Bin bash. This is what we discussed in yesterday class. Now the point is, you can replace this bin bash at the time of run also. Yeah. Docker run -dt Ubuntu. So here you can give any additional argument. The meaning of this, this is actual argument is, this is you no need to call here. Argument already there in the Docker file instruction. Now in this place, if you give, for example, touch file1. Okay, what will happen? This will replace this place. Clear now, guys? Runtime bin bash I'm going to replace with touch file one. Now tell me if I do like this, my container continues to run or not? No. So CMD argument is overrideable, right? CMD argument replaceable, overrideable. It's not a fixed argument. But whoever developed Ubuntu image, the background team, if they use bin bash inside the entry point, as I said, entry point also we can use in place of CMD, right? As I said, if they use entry point bin bash, this is not possible to pass the argument at the time of run. So whatever entry point inside argument is that's fixed entity, fixed argument. We cannot replace by your argument at the time of run. Clear na? Okay. Now let's focus now. Run a container. Docker run okay. So Docker run -dt. Okay, give the image name. So here we are not passing argument. It will take default argument. Default argument in the CMD is bin bash. So that's what container is. Okay, container is continuously running here. Clear, guys? How to check Docker PS? So this is my container, and inside running which command? Bin bash. Clear, guys? So if I want to log in this container, what is the command? Docker exec -it container ID. Give your process also to log in on which process you want to log in. Clear, guys? So I'm going to give, for example, container ID. Copy. I'm going to give here sh bin something. Anything you can give sh bin. Okay. Bin bash. If I give now, how many bin bash processes are there now? 2. If you want to log in. After that, if you can give, for example, enter. You are inside of the container, right? Now you can check ps aux. 2 bin bash processes are there, right? If I give control, sorry, if I give exit, what will happen? But I want to keep my process also. Whichever process you use to log in a container, I want to keep, I'm not going to exit. In this case, we can run one command, control PQ. If you give this command, you can see whatever process you use to log in a container, that process is not killed. Okay. Now you can again log in. Clear now? 3 bin bash. Again, if you give control PQ, again 4 bin bash. Understand? So whichever process you use to log in a container, if you want to exit from that, without stop the container, whatever process you are giving, without stop the container, we can give control PQ. Control, hold the control and give P and Q. Understand? If I give exit, one bin bash will be kill, whichever process you use. Clear now, guys? Okay. Now, second question to you. Docker run -it Ubuntu. I'm running again Ubuntu container. So definitely we have to pass here this argument. When you give a run -it interact to terminal, you have to pass on which terminal you want to interact. Bin bash. Yeah, spelling wrong. Ubuntu. You are enter inside the container, right? Now guys, how many containers are running as of now? One only, right? Now if I give exit from here, Docker PS, how many containers I can say? Still one. But just now I ran a one container, right? Why it's exited? You have given exit command, right? This container run with bin bash process and enter inside only. So here same bin bash process to run and enter also. If you give exit, that process kill, right? We don't have other bin bash process. But earlier case is what? I ran with -dt and again login with my bin bash. Two bin bash are there. If you give exit command, your bin bash will be exit. Existing bin bash still running. That's why container is in live state. Clear now what I'm trying to say? So the container running status depends on the process will be, which process is running inside the container, it will be decided. Clear now? Docker PS. Docker PS -a. Now you can see minute ago this is exited, right? Why? This is also created like a bin bash, but you have given exit command at that time. Only one bin bash is there. But if you can give docker run -dt, this is created a container on bin bash. Again you can log in docker exec command. At the time, while login time, you are passing one bin bash, and before container already created with bin bash. Whenever you can give exit command also, still one process is running, so it is not going to exit state. Clear now what I'm trying to say? Any questions? Yeah, we'll discuss. See, hyphen name, if you can give name also, we'll get it. It's not a big deal, right? Who created image? I can create a username also, right? Then it doesn't mean you created image, right? Okay. Next, let me Docker PS. Now, as of now, one container is only running. Let me remove this Docker RM-F. So Docker PS, now you can see here. Exactly correct. Now here, how many containers are running? 0. So I want to delete all the containers, guys. Exited state also. So Docker container prone. Done. Now you can check Docker PS and -a, nothing is there, my end. Clear na guys? No? Clean environment. Now what I'm going to do, Docker images, I can see my one image inside Ubuntu. Now I'm going to run Docker run -dt Ubuntu. So I can give touch file1. Now tell me this container continuously run or exited state. Online team, continuously run or exited state? Exit Docker PS. So no container is running. PS -a. See which process run inside this. So understand first why container is went into exit state. First you can open the container. You can see which command is executed inside. This is not interactive terminal. Touch file1, just print, create a file1 and exit from there only. Clear na? Now container is stopped state. Can I log in this container? Docker exec -it. Is it possible to log in? Huh? How it is possible here? Stopped EC2 instance are able to log in from external? No, right? Yeah, this is not possible. Clear na? Docker logs, copy. So we have one option is even logs also not there. So logs you can see instead of any process is running only, right? So touch file one, kill also. Clear now? Okay. So in this case, Docker ps hyphen a, you have to understand touch file one is not a continuous run process. So this is executed and exited. So now container kill process indirectly. We can't do anything with this container. We have to start this container with new cmd instruction. Clear now, guys? What about this one? Exit, right? Okay. Why Python is not there here? Your image inside Python is not there. Just empty image only, right? Image inside Python is not there. What about now? Clear the process now. CMD is replaceable while running a Docker run command. At that time, whatever argument you are giving, that argument is continuous run argument means your system will be container will be run. Otherwise, go for exited state. Clear now? Okay. Any questions from anyone? Yeah, Docker file inside we have to write everything. For example, user data is there. User data, what we can add? All the dependencies first install and install. We are giving a commands, right? Same Docker file also same. Finally, after install all the dependencies, we can run a Docker container from the run command. Clear na? Anyway, I'll take care in the Docker file time. Container behavior clear, right, everyone? Okay. Okay. Let's go to understand now Docker file, guys. So, for example, guys, leave it for the Docker file. There is a question. How we will get to know which process will work continuously? And Harshit Kumar, which process continuous and you don't know? You can give which command? PS aux command, right? We can see which command, which process is running and all. See, clear, understand. Your intention is what? Run your application inside the container. All applications are foreground process only. Right or not? Foreground. For example, guys, tell me one thing. If my application is running inside the system D, system D is background process or foreground process? For example, my Python application, Java Spring Boot application is there now. We have developed into system D, right? Now, if I run, my container is run state or exited state. Hmm? My container continues run state or exited state. One thing is very clear. Yes, please don't complicate yourself by asking entry point and all. I haven't discussed anything. Just we discuss how CMD behavior is only. I'll show everything. Now tell me, front end code or back end code, if you develop a system D, right? The system D is a background process or foreground process? Background process. Now container inside system D is a background process. If it is not interact to terminal, definitely container go into the exit state only. In this case, what you need to do? Explicitly, you have to inform to system D, you can run foreground process only, not background process. Clear na? We can run system D foreground process also. Explicitly hyphen foreground, we can give na system D also interact to terminal, it will run, not background process. Clear na? Like this we have to do. Anyway. Okay. Now let's understand one by one. Guys, I want to deploy my Python application. I want to deploy my Python application. Let's say this is a Python application. Or Java code. Let's say, for example, this is a code. Let's assume this is Python code. Now tell me, guys, one more time I'm explaining here. If you want to deploy this Python application into AWS server, what is your process? First, create a server. First step is what? Create a server. Create a server and login a server, right? Login. And next is what? Install Python. Next, install dependencies. Next is what? Install Python, copy the code and git clone, right? Copy the code. I'm just writing a copy the code means git clone. In the bracket git clone. Install dependencies and finally is what? Run Python application. Clear na? This is for EC to server process. This is for EC to server process. EC2 will give a base image, right? Linux base image on top of you are doing everything. Now the question to you, I want to deploy this process into container inside. First step is what? Okay, server is there, Docker is there. Next is what? I need image to run all the dependencies, right? So pull image, any OS, your CentOS you can take pull Ubuntu image. Next is what? Install. Very good. Install Python. Next is what? Copy the code. Install dependency. Run Python application. Same steps, right? Same steps. Clear na guys? This is Docker environment. So in this EC2 instance, if you want to automate this process, we can use user data, somewhat AMI. Here we can use Docker file. Clear na? Let's leave it for the Docker file. I want to do this activity from the scratch with a Docker file. In this case, what I can do first? Docker PS. My end one Ubuntu image is running or not? Let's log in it. Docker. How to log in, guys? exec -it. Container ID. Container ID. You are inside of the container. I want to deploy my Python application into here. What you need to do first? Install Python, right? First apt update -y. Clear na? apt install Python. Python 3. Will it work? I don't know exactly. Container inside I'm doing, guys, everything. Okay, guys. Now Python 3 --- version. Let's. Oh, my bad. Okay. So container inside Python install. Next is what, guys? copy the code, install the dependencies, right or not? Copy the code. Let's add, I don't know VA command. VA command not found. Lightweight, right? So you can install VA dependencies or use the cat command. Cat update PY, right now? So let's go to, so for example, okay, let's copy this, paste. It's creating a lot of irritating to me, this internet. Just wait. Okay, guys, let me share my screen again. Container ID, paste, pin bash. Clear now? So cat update py. So let's copy paste the code. Control C. Clear na guys? ls update py is there now, but we are not supposed to create into home directory, root directory inside actually. Anyway, we can move if required home directory. cd like this. Okay. Okay. So now if I want to run this, it will not work. Python 3. What's the issue, guys? Same issue, right? ESET inside also without dependencies. If I run this, Flask issue we got. After that, what we did? Pip install Flask. We have to create environment and all. Okay. So let's try. Okay. So this is copy. Okay. So now pip also install, sorry, Flask also install. Okay. Now, can I run my application? Python 3. Interactive terminal, right? Now my end 100 containers are there. Definitely real time 100 also their same application. How difficult is to do 100 containers inside the same activity? Clear what I'm trying to say? Point number one. Point number two. In real time, your container can delete anytime. It's a lightweight, right? If request will hit more traffic, health checks may, due to spike, health checks may fail. Pod also can, sorry, container will delete anytime. If container will delete immediately, I need one more container, right? This is called high availability. If 5 containers are there, 3 containers deleted, for example, you want to create immediately 3 containers to balance the load. You created manually 3 containers and again you have to deploy this process manually, right? How difficult it is? Definitely difficult this is. In this case, what we can do, I can pass the instructions. Okay, what you need. Create a one custom image. Keep the image with you. Whenever container will delete, run that image, container create automatically. Now I'm taking this process, base image Ubuntu. I have created a container and base image container inside manually install everything. But if you handle these things, whatever steps you pass manually, if you handle before run a container, if you single click you run a container, inside application will be run like AMI. Custom AMI inside everything is running, create a server from the AMI, everything will be run, right or not? Like that, you can make it your process, easy process, not to add many dependencies, automation interruptions will come. So Kubernetes is an orchestrator tool. If pod will delete, container will delete, immediately Kubernetes will create a container, but Kubernetes should create same application container. Auto scaling group, delete a server, creating a new server, same server should create, same application, right? There it will help AMI or user data. Here it will help Docker image. That image we can build from the Docker file where we can pass the instructions. Clear now? So what I'm trying to say now, just tell me this container continuously run or not? Until you give a control X, continuously run. Okay. If you want to check, you can go to open a duplicate tab. You can check from here. Docker PS. See, why I can see still bin bash? Main process bin bash. I haven't replaced CMD here. Manual I have executed, right? So main process bin bash only. But if you log in here, you can see Python process also running. Clear na guys, including bin bash. Clear what I'm trying to say? Okay. Now, so in this case, let's here add all the instructions what I did. What I did here first, install. Okay, I have taken base image, right? Pull base image Ubuntu. Clear na guys? This is first step I did. Next, what I did, install Python. Next, what I did, copy the code. Next, what I did, install dependencies. Next, what I did here, run the code. Clear na guys? Run the application. These are the steps you want to perform inside the container. But if you manage before run a container, that's great, right? You can easily run a container, single command only. So these instructions we can pass as a text file. This text file is called a Docker file. Clear na? So the above instructions you can pass as a text file in a text file. So this file is called Docker file. Docker file name also D should be capital. Otherwise, if you give a different name also, but if you give a different name, every time you have to give -f. explicitly different file name if you can give, but Docker automatically call if the file name is a Docker file. You no need to specify my Docker file name is Docker file every time. Understand? Clear not till here, everyone? You can use anything, Harshit Kumar, but point is here not inside the container you have to do everything manually. Instead of that, we can do by Docker file. I'll show Docker file itself so that you can understand. Clear now, guys? Now, here, guys, let's move a little bit here. Here. So how to write a Docker file for these conditions? In my Docker file inside, pull base image, right? So Docker file instruction to call image from the Docker hub is pull. Or you can give from. If you give from Ubuntu, the meaning is what? Call the Ubuntu image. From instruction is call the Ubuntu image. Install Python, right? This is run instruction. So these are the Docker instructions. Only 8, 9, 10 instructions are there only. Nothing to worry. Run instruction works to install some dependencies, to run some local executable commands. Guys, tell me this run instruction execute inside the container or before start the container? Before start the container. Very good. Next, install depend. Next is what? Next is what here? Copy the code. So copy command, we can directly give copy command only in the Docker file. This is Python, right? Next, install dependencies. Again, run command. Clear na? Next, run the application. Tell me anyone which instruction? This will be run as a main process, right? Inside the container. So which instruction? Very good. CMD. So CMD instruction will execute container runtime. This instruction will execute container runtime only. We can use entry point also. We'll discuss later entry point story here. Clear now? So CMD instead, can I add Python 3 app.py? Yes. Excuse me. Okay, let's understand now. So guys, first you need to write Docker file name always Docker file. Okay, DOCKR Okay, now so this is Docker file page instruction. If you give from you give Ubuntu. For example, if you give like this, it will call Ubuntu image automatically. Okay. Okay. How to run the Docker file? Docker build -t. T means tag, image tag here. For example, I'm giving here my name. Here you no need to explicitly mention again Docker file. Just give current dot only. So that means current directory inside Docker file there or not, it will check and run. That's what color is not highlighting here. Anyway. What happened? Let's check once. We can use small FROM also, capital also fine. Yes, AC work అవుతుందా? Yeah, correct only we have given. Hmm? Oh, okay, I have given colon. Sorry. Okay. Okay, done. So here now, Docker images. How many images I can see? Two. Before manual I pulled, right? Now through Docker file. This is Vira image. Clear na guys now? Okay. Let's go to again Docker file. So from image is what now? Pull the image. You can mention here any specific version also. Following by here, you can mention here any version also. If you not mention any version, it will call directly latest version. Clear na now? Okay. Now after from guys, we can discuss few things here. Okay. Work dir. Work dir instruction. If I give, for example, app. App directory will create inside the container. Let's run now. Whenever you do the changes in the Docker file, again you need to build. Whenever you do the changes in the server, again you need to build AMI, right? Same here also. Docker build again, -t. Change the name here. I'm giving Vira 2 now. Clear na guys? Now you can check Docker images. Total how many? 3. Now let's run Docker run -it. Vira 2 here and bin bash. Now see here. What difference is there here? Yeah. App directory is updated. Clear na? So if you want to do your complete process inside the specific directory na, what you can do here? You can add simple work dir. So you can exit from here. Exactly. Version 1 only, right? First chain, second chain, third chain. So, but usually this process we can through Jenkins. Previous version we can store, but before previous versions we can delete in the pipeline itself only. Yeah. VI Docker file. Clear now? Work dir here. So for example, something I want to copy here. Copy. Okay. So file dot txt app directory. What is the meaning of this is? Okay. Let's run again. This will build successful or fail? Fail. Why? File.txt does not exist, right? So if you create a touch file.txt, now you can run. Clear na? Now you can log in a container. Docker images, Docker run -it, Vira 3 here, bin bash. Clear na guys? Container inside how the file is copying. So can you consider this is your application code app.py or completely? Or you can do one thing also guys. Let's move to there in the Docker file. Let's try this. Can I give like this? Huh? Can I give like this? Let's try. Okay. Docker. See, if you do any change in the Docker file, you need to build again and again and again. Docker build -d. Clear na? Now you can go to Docker images. So run Docker run -it bin bash ls. Docker file also copied. Clear or not? So copy dot /app means what current directory, all files can copy into the target app directory. That's what Docker file also copied. Clear na? Copy instruction is how it will work here. Any questions from online team as of now? So far, any questions from online? Correct, Ashish. Okay, any questions? Okay, guys, let's go to so workdir instruction. I'm commenting now. Okay, let's try now. This time I'm giving a app2. So call the Ubuntu image and copy the enter content into app2 directory. Will it work or not? Let's try. So that is commented. Second line is commented. So Docker run -it. We have 5 here. ls cd. Clear the difference now? What is the difference here? Copy and workdir. Workdir is work like a cd command. Set the directory. But copy command, what happened exactly in the copy command here? See, copy command, copy all files into app2 directory. But app2, if app2 is not there, na, app2 will create automatically and copy the content into app2. But if you want to set app2 as a current directory, what you need to do again? Workdir app2. Clear the differences here, how to understand. So I clearly mentioned, guys, everything here in the notes. So like this, you can try. Okay, I'm taking this now. No, not this one. Yeah. What is the meaning of this now? What is the meaning of this now? Taking Ubuntu, workdir app creating, copy my file.txt into app directory inside. And next is what? Cat. Main process is what here? Cat. Clear na? So first, before that, what you need to do here? Create a file inside your work directory. Clear na? So you can add some content inside my file.txt also. Clear now? So now let's run docker build -t. Clear na guys? See guys, important thing is how many instructions are executed? 1, 2, 3. One instruction is missing. Which one? CMD. CMD instruction only works at the time of run, not a build. Clear na now? So make it ready your package, then run a application. This is a meaning, right? Clear or not? Now when CMD will execute? Docker runtime. Docker run -it, Docker run -dt. So now I'm going to run 6. Clear na guys now? Now tell me, this container continuously run or exit? Docker ps exit. 35 minutes ago container only I can see, but latest one, how to check? Docker ps-a 12 seconds ago. Why this is exited? Executed cat command. Cat is what here? Just read the content. After that, process is killed, deleted. Clear na guys? Any questions from anyone? If I give echo hello also, it will be exit. Now let's go to here. If I run this command, it will wait for, why here we are giving sleep 60. How many processes are there here total? First it will cat and wait for 60 seconds. Process. So here sh we are giving, right? Multiple instructions when we can give -c and we can run. Understand? Multiple instructions. Single instructions only if you can give, directly you can give single instruction. When we can give multiple instructions, -c, it's a chain. You can give sh, first read this one, and sh, work this one. Kind of. Sleep is a Linux command, right? Sleep is a Linux command. So here, how many Linux commands are there? 2. So we can give sh-c. Now, docker build -t. Again, same, till you can see till copy only it will work, right? Docker run -dt. So docker ps. Clear na? 3 seconds. You can see after 60 seconds, this container automatically kill. The reason inside which process is running? Now which process is interacting container? Sleep. Sleep process is interacting the container. Understand? The sleep process wait for 60 seconds, what time you have given. After that, it is automatically going to the exited state. So we are holding the container to don't go into the exited state by giving a sleep indirectly. Understand? So to understand, okay, how container process is working inside the process to understand. So if you want to check, you can remove -dt. You can run directly like this. You can see the behavior of the container. It is interacting into your server. See, inside container, what happened exactly if you want to know? Run directly interactive terminal. Docker run without -dt, without -t. So which process is running inside? Print high and plus wait 60 seconds. Understand? Print high and wait 60. Wait for 60 seconds. Automatically, this interaction will be exited here. Wait for 60 seconds, automatically it will exit. See, exited, right? Now container is going to exited state. No process is running inside, right? Simple. Clear na guys? If you don't give CMD, it will go with very good, Harshit Kumar. Yes, you are right. Very good. Good point you have highlighted here. So what he is saying now is, if I am not given any CMD, which CMD it will work? Bin bash. Now tell me. Which CMD will work now? Two CMD instructions I'm giving. Now tell me my container is running state or exited state. If I build this Docker run, wait guys, Docker build -t Docker run -dt. Tell me guys, my container exited state or running state now? Very good guys. Exited state. Why? Here we have a multiple CMD instructions, right? First CMD instruction is what? You can ignore this. These three, if these three are not there, first CMD instruction is what? Bin bash. That will come with Ubuntu. First default bin bash replacing by this CMD. This CMD replacing by this CMD. If you add one more CMD, replace by that CMD. Understand? CMD always replaceable, right? You are giving argument, right? First execute this argument. This argument again override by this argument. Clear na? So latest CMD work as a main process inside the container. That's what container is going to the exited state. Clear na? Any questions from anyone? See, your application inside one process is a main process, right? Remaining you can handle at the time of build the image. Run instruction not required inside the running a container, right? Before start your application, everything should be ready in your hand. Clear na? We can add CMD entry point also here. So yeah. So you got some clarity? Docker file how to write and all, no? Run instructions and all. Okay. Let's run git clone. So Aparo ls cd. Clear na guys? Okay. I think you can easily understand by seeing this Docker file now. Copy. Are you able to understand this Docker file? I'm directly taking what here? Python taking directly, right? Or you can take what you can take. For example, from Ubuntu, run. Run is what here? Install Python. So these two instructions, which is equal to one instruction Python 3.6, right? What Docker is saying, on which purpose you are taking Ubuntu to run a Python. Then my end already Python image is there. We already prepared. You can take directly Python image instead of taking Ubuntu and install a Python. Understand what I'm trying to say? Yes, you can take Python. Next is what? All current directory files into whatever Git is clone, move into app directory. Next work dir y here, set app directory. We already seen before, right? If you not give, what will happen? Container again go to home state back, right? So, but container hold into the app directory inside only. All files stored into app directory inside only. That's what we are setting a CD command. This is CD command. Next is what? Pip install -requirement.txt to install the dependencies. Next is what? Run the Python application. Clear na? Copy. So expose command is there, na guys. This will not enable any port. This is just information only. By seeing the Docker file, your container run on which port you have to understand. Na? Expose command will help here. But your application run on which port, where we can decide? Application level only, not Docker file level. See here. This is running on which port? 5000. So for example, this code access you don't have. You don't have code access. You should know this container run on which port. How do I know? That's what Docker file inside. You have to add the expose command. 5000 means you can, other colleague, if anyone is joining your team, they can understand this container is running on 5000 port. Even we have some commands also we can run. ss-terminal also we can see process command and all. Just we can add. But you don't understand like this is enable a port forward. This will not enable any port forward. This will not enable any port forward. This is just a info. Understand? If you want to add, you can add. Anyway. So my end Docker file is there right now. So can I run Docker file now? So this Docker file is there now. What is the command? Docker build -t. So I'm just giving here 9 dot. Clear na guys? Now here how many instructions will be executed here? Till run instruction only. So this is kind of environment guys. One package will create. The package contains all the information what you have downloaded, right? Yeah, let's run now. So each instruction work like one layer in the top of the Docker. See, fourth instruction run pip install is working. Done na? Now except CMD everything is work or not? When CMD work, run time. Docker run -dt. Now you can mention -p. You are going to access from external, right? -p. Can I give 5001? Target port is what? Application running on 5000. How to access? 5000. Clear now? How to build a container, how to create a container from your, see, same process we already done on EC2 instance directly, right? So we have cloned the code, install the dependencies, but in that instance inside, along with this process, many processes are running, including, right? That's why it's more weight. Now this container inside, how many processes are running, guys? Very less processor only, right? That to Python only, right? So that's what this is lightweight. Clear? US can do Node.js. So Node.js process, how to build, guys? So leave it for the Docker. First is what? Install Node. Next, copy the code. Next, npm install the dependencies. Next, npm start. Npm start command should be there into which instruction? CMD. Npm install, run. Copy the code, copy. From the image from node. Clear na? That's it. So you can build this. Node.js. It's your task. After Python, you can build this one also. So we can add a few instructions tomorrow class. Entry point also we can discuss and add instructions. Guys, one more time I'm saying, you can see here, whoever new to Docker, kindly test like me, one by one command, one by one command. If you directly take my Git, run Docker build, no use, guys. Understand first what's going on in the background. First give only from and log in a container, check it. Next work dir, log in a container, what's going on back and check it. And copy command, what's going on back and check it. If you practice like this only, you will not disturb in coming classes. Otherwise, sir, my copy command not working. If you run directly my Docker file, it will work definitely. But here intention is I practice it 10 times, right? You can practice 20 times. You will get more hands-on, right? But no, directly Docker file, if you run, nothing will come. Understand whatever concepts you know, apply now in the Docker. Run cat command, we can see what going on here. Sleep command, something we can do. Understand what I'm trying to say? Instead of asking me what is the difference between workdir and copy command, you can prove in yourself so that you will understand. Like me only. Give workdir command, check it what's going on. Give copy command, check it what's going on. Don't wait till someone say difference. You know how to do it, right? Do it. That's it. So we have a 5 minutes of time. If you're having any questions, you can ask. So tell me finally, these 3 days, Docker is difficult or easy or moderate? Huh? Moderate. I need response from everyone. You had breakfast, right? Hmm. So whoever facing hard, you need to spend 10 hours per day. Still hard means 23 hours. Whoever facing confusing, I've executed 10 times, right? You can execute 40 times. Okay. So today our task is what? Run Node.js application, Python application, and I'll give few use cases, not now. 20 plus Docker files are the target. Guys, can I take MySQL? MySQL. We can take MySQL image directly, right? From MySQL. Directly MySQL image will be created, MySQL container will create. Database. So many things are there. But database always go with cloud managed one, not containerized one. Any questions from anyone? Okay, then if you don't have any questions, then you can leave.